Just got off that bus. I'm in Cartago, in the usual place. Then actually walking around the block for another bus stop is the idea. I guess we'll find out. The bus was pulling up just as I walked in, and this is the bus to Tobosi. And it shouldn't take too long. This is a pretty normal bus ride so far. I'm almost there and the bus is almost empty, going to the last stop. I just got off this bus, that bus. This is Tobosi. And I'm not actually going to spend much time here. I have a different goal today. And somewhere on that ride I said this was a typical bus ride. Actually interesting, because I went through like some farm districts, and then there was like gigantic gated communities and high-end shopping plazas, the fresh market. But I'll cover that another day, because today I have different plans. Sometimes I actually feel like I'm doing something that fits people's expectations of Latin America. So Tobosi, where I'm right now, not sure of its jurisdictional level, but I'm still in Cartago. This is like a little valley that pokes out southwest of the main part of Cartago. Okay, this is keeping it pretty real. I'll probably wait till this truck passes. That's some nice water, and once again, I'm always still surprised that there's not better access. Although it does smell kind of bad, but that's a nice view there. This looks like a really nice little park here, and this is Quebradilla, the creeklet, the little creek. And I wish I could spend more time here, but today, as I mentioned, I do have other goals. And the bus didn't let off where I thought it would, so I'm actually like walking back, losing some time, which normally wouldn't bother me, but today I have a long way to go. Crossing over another one-lane bridge. Should be the last one for a while, or the last one that I have to share with a road like this. This is where I was going to start from, and this road is where I plan to start my walk, and let's see how that goes. Important note, today is January 2nd, day after New Year's Day, and I think a lot of stuff is open again, but it still feels that activity is a little bit quieter. People are still on vacations and school is still out, so not quite as much activity as there might be in a week or two, but that doesn't bother me, and actually probably a good thing. So notice that there is an ascent here, but pretty mild compared to what it could be. So we've crossed away from houses, at least for a while, and I really like walking down this type of road. Unless there's going to be traffic, it doesn't look like it's too bad so far. Part of me feels that I could be walking in the Oregon Coast Range right now. Besides, the plants are different, of course. And if we look in that direction, that's the main part of Cartago. And in the foreground, it looks like what subtype of greenhouses or agricultural buildings, I can't tell from here. So this area, along with having some like residential and stuff, is still an active agricultural area with different crops that I've seen, which is also why there's trucks. Look at that truck. It's carrying produce. I believe the area I'm about to enter is called Coris, and didn't know how big it is. It's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it would be from the map, and it's certainly big enough that I can probably get some ice cream or something like that. So I got an ice cream cone. I did not get some olive, although that might have been a good idea. And of course the guy in there spoke English to me. So even in small towns in Costa Rica, you know, in like just a little store like that, a lot of times the people are going to speak English pretty well. So it looks like Coris is separated into two parts. I'm kind of walking between them right now. and it's a very nice walk, even though this isn't even the main point of my trip today. So I'm continuing to walk through Coris, and pretty soon I'll be making a turn that way. Also, for context, one thing to say is all of this right here is in a straight line, 8 to 10 miles from my house, maybe something like that, but not a lot of straight lines in Costa Rica. That looks like a bus shelter. Well, I can't tell if it's still in use or if that's an old bus shelter. And so far on this walk, it's been surprising. This is one of the few towns in Costa Rica where I've not seen buses going by. I've been walking long enough, I should have seen a half-hourly bus. The chalet style of architecture is ideal in the frequent snowfalls and avalanches that this area gets. That was a joke right there. Don't know how old that sign is, although in a lot of cases there actually are payphones in places like this. Well, this isn't purely a sleepy little picturesque village. It's also some type of big warehouse, industrial facility, processing facility there. Don't know what it is though. It says something about ceramica, so that is some type of tile or pottery factory or something like that, I guess. There appears to be the church. A little bit less grand in size than some churches, but this is a smaller town. And I did actually see somebody a little bit earlier at one of these bus shelters, so apparently buses still come, but perhaps not very often because I still haven't seen a bus itself. Oh. Well, can you tell me the way to San Jose? It looks like it can. So I'm going to check Google Maps, and then I might turn here. That might be a little bit ahead. I'll check on that. So that is a road. Actually, that road goes directly to San Jose as opposed to where I'm going. Spoilers, Tres Rios. And I've actually seen a number of people bicycling, and they had gear on. And so not just bicycling casually. So I think that this area is a big spot for cyclists. And this turkey vulture knows it, as this sign tells us. And apparently the road I'm taking is a little bit further ahead that way. So over there, that's where I stopped for ice cream. So a bit of a detour, but I don't mind. So apparently that's the road I'm going to take, but I'm a little bit skeptical, so I'm going to walk just a little bit further this way to see if there's actually a larger road in like just 100 feet or something, and then I'll just assume that is the road. Nope, doesn't look like there's any roads for a while, so I'm going to try it. I mean, the worst that can happen is I have to turn around and I just got to take a charming country walk for a day. Well, we're about to find out. Looks like it's that type of road. There's also road work going on. I asked him if this is a public road, and he said yes, so just going to keep walking. First I thought this was directions or a milepost. God lives in nature, so we care for it. That's a good way to look at it. And after the beginning of this road that looked like it was not even a road, as is so often the case, some of these might be farmhouses, but some of this, well, they're farmers. They're doing pretty well for themselves. Is that a sidewalk I see? I mean, it's just a mirage. It's going to disappear. But wow, that is a sidewalk, which even if it's not maintained for long, they expect people to walk in here. And that's good news for me. Uh-oh. This doesn't look like what I was expecting. So we've come to a gate. Looks like there's a road beyond it. Looks like there's a way around the gate. Looks like there's a dog. I have to calculate some things here. So I offered the dog a cracker, and even before that the dog was kind of afraid of me, and there was a way around the gate I could walk around, and there was no signs literally that says I shouldn't be here, so I'm going to keep walking this way. What else do I have to lose? Looks like I'm not the only person who's been here. Is this a park? Is this private property? Is this an easement? Is this just a road? I don't know. If I see anybody, I can ask them. And the one thing that could happen is if I go up this road and then there's not an exit on the other side, I have to walk back to Coris and somehow get back to Cartago and then take a bus back. So this is something that what I'm doing I would not recommend to everybody. I'm kind of being dangerous because it's 2025 and I have a goal. This right here is actually a good sign that this is public, or at least maintained publicly, because that type of erosion control barrier, that was not put together by a farmer with 10 acres. The Department of Aqueducts and Sewers, so this might be a public water reserve, and incidentally that's where we came up from, more or less. This is where we're going. I don't know if it's the top of that ridge or somewhere higher. A lot less arduous than it could be. I mean, this is a hard walk, especially since I took a while to get here. But it is also, you know, not terrible. There's probably harder ways to cross the continental divide. Oops, that would be a spoiler, except that's in the video title. So that is the goal today, to cross the continental divide in Tres Rios, still in Cartago province, but on the Pacific side. So I will walk between the Atlantic and the Pacific drainage basins is the plan. Also, as dramatic as this is, a while ago my phone gave me a notice that my student's class was about to start. Now we're on vacation, but normally it's a 1:45 class, and that would be one of my first classes of the day. Get up, have a leisurely stroll, start work a little bit before 2 p.m. And today, I've done a lot, and also there's still 3 hours until the sun goes down. And I've done most of the walk. And also Tres Rios is closer to my home than what I'd usually return to, so not really worried about time. In fact, right now, not really worried about anything. Well, not worried about anything seems to be famous last words. I'm trying to see, what am I supposed to do from here? It looks like we do have a pass. I'm going to see if that is an established path. If not, I'm not going to get trapped by the sunk cost fallacy. I'm going to turn around, whatever that will entail. Let's see what this let's see where this goes. So now it's not just the sunk cost fallacy, it's curiosity. Very obviously this is not a road, but this is a trail. I also have GPS that shows me how far I am to the crest of this hill, and if we're going downward. What I'll probably do is I'll walk for another 15 to 20 minutes and see if it maintains a trail. Then I should probably promise myself I'll turn around at that point. So from here, there's not even a way I can pretend there's a trail. It goes up that way. And like I said, don't let the sunk cost fallacy get the better of you. And then you start seeing illusions. Is that a trail right there? Is it? No. Wow. Right now I'm kind of lightheaded. I think I need to sit down or squat down and eat something, drink some water for 1 second. This reminds me of walking up the rim of Louisville Park in Battleground, Washington when I was 7 or 8. I've always been doing this. Officially back on tierra firma. Still need a little bit more than of rest. Yeah, that's one of the things that's really hard to show in video. It's like 50, 100 feet of muddy trail. Really kind of shook me how far out I felt, and realizing if I slip and fall here, how often do people come here? I might still have service on my phone, but yeah, not the best idea. But also, this is something you have to get used to, is taking a few chances. And I think that's my quota. Maybe not for the year, but for the month of chances. Next time I'll do research better, plan better. Now I have to figure out how I'm going to get back to Cartago from Coris. But for now I'm just going to sweetly, softly walk down this trail. So looking back, only 3 months ago, October 9th, 2024, that I went up the Scalcahoe and did a similar thing where I kind of ignored signs. But then it was only a couple of weeks ago I went to the ruins of Ujaras, and then I had, not literal signs, but like I was on a trail that was disappearing, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens, and it worked out fine. So, you know, I am taking a risk, but it is a calculated risk, and, you know, not trying to be rude, just trying to do my thing. Now it's time to walk back down. We're almost to the gate right there. One thing I talk about a lot, going on walks or hikes or trips, bicycle rides, not how far you can go and come back. And this road up, this gravel road, this is also kind of a ways. So after getting all there, then walking down the part to the gate and then walking here, yeah, it is adding up. Good news is it's only 3 o'clock, so I'm not that out of time. But yeah, my legs are feeling a little bit mushy right now. Well, I'm back here, and I've decided just to walk back the loop rather than trying to walk back to Tobosi or Coris. And if I start seeing bus shelters with people in them, I might stop and rest, but for right now, just walking straight ahead. I've had less to say on my trip back. Still a pleasant walk, but I'm pretty tired, and I'm also dodging traffic a bit, no sidewalk, so that's why I had my camera out. I should check my map, see how far it is to Cartago from here. You can see there's buildings over there. Not Cartago itself, but on the edge. Not too far though. Well, I'm definitely in the zone, or at least a zone, and still moving through agricultural country. Haven't seen any buses yet. This is one of the few places that's true where I haven't seen any buses, or even really any bus stops, and that's not very usual. One thing, there's a lot of agriculture here, but it seems to be larger fields, like businesses. Not a lot of small residences. That's pretty unusual anywhere in Costa Rica. And like, I've been walking for a while without seeing the ubiquitous Mini Super. And I'm really annoyed at this dog because I really want to tell this dog, this isn't a joke, this is a busy road. I get the point, I'm walking away, be careful. And it's hard to explain things like that to dogs, and dogs have an excuse, people don't. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm thirsty. There's been several large agricultural facilities along here, along this road, and while I can't be 100% sure right now, this is one of them. I think that this is like a shipping point for fruits and vegetables. This Valley of Coris, this valley, Cartago has a lot of agricultural land, but a lot of it's up in the mountains. So this is like, this area is one of the few times I've seen flat fields in Cartago, and I think it's very productive for that reason. I haven't really had a chance to sit down and catch my breath and eat something. Usually, along with like there being bus stops and mini supers, there'd usually be like some type of church or little tiny parklet. It's just been just this road, and so I'm pretty tired. Now I'm doing the calculus, should I cross the road? This is some type of Walmart distribution center. Let's see how long my perfect yellow striped sidewalk lasts before I have to cross over to the other side of the road. Well, thanks Walmart, it was fun while it lasted. I'm to cross the street. There's Kimberly Clark. So bit by bit, but then very noticeably, this shifted from being a bucolic country walk and, you know, the charming little village of Coris into becoming agribusiness. Kind of a weird comparison, but actually kind of reminds me of when I went from Monroe to Junction City, saw the same shift in landscape. And when I saw this big old boxy blue-gray warehouse building ahead, kind of blends with the sky, I said, when I get to that building, not all, but some of my questions will be answered. because I think that this is at the point, or almost at the point, where I might be able to get a bus. En me he operado suavemente con un sierra mecánico. Ah, perdón. Hay una sierra, entonces yo no tengo problema en este tema. En otras, todavía tengo problemas porque este es un día muy largo. Yeah, I've probably walked 8 miles now, something like that. And I'm used to walking, but walking that long, especially when I don't have, you know, a real nice path and I'm worrying and then going up that muddy road. Yeah, this is by far the most exhausted I've been all year. Of course, it's January 2nd. Paradise ingredients from Costa Rica to the world. Oh, there's a bus. So yeah, like not all of the agriculture in Costa Rica is small farms with onions in sacks being brought to the local feria. I mean, there is serious agribusiness. This is ingredients. I mean, they're probably not just, you know, distributing them there or collecting them for distribution, but they're preparing and processing. And I don't know about every crop in Costa Rica and everything, but there is a lot of agribusiness in this agricultural area, quite strangely. Google Maps told me this was a through street. I should really start double checking stuff like that. Now my sidewalk has disappeared. Now I'm in warehouse land with trucks going by and no sidewalk. Hopefully the next road does go through and is open. This might be one of my longer videos, and it might be about a subject that's not too fascinating, especially towards the end. This is not the beach at Jaco. But for me, this is one of my more significant trips, you know, because I really put myself out there, really decided to do it and go places that, you know, were a little bit uncertain, take some risks, hopefully calculated risks. And then also, you know, beach at Jaco. How many videos are there of Jaco? You can find a lot of them. The Valle de Coris, that one dirt road up into the mountains, the agri-industrial sector of Cartago. This is all stuff that I think people actually should know about. I was hoping this road up here would be like a road with buses, and it might be, but it doesn't look as promising as I thought it would at first. Apparently I have to take this turn here and walk another couple hundred meters. So while we're walking by all these warehouses on the other side, that's a growing coffee plantation. Don't know what they're shaded by, but those are coffee trees there. This is such a mixture. It is interesting to see things in a pattern I'm not used to. Even after being here for a while, it's still surprising to me. And somewhere over there, that is the road for real, is the theory. Never been so happy to see a stroad, because there will be a bus here. Look at, there's even a traffic light. My cup runneth over. So I stopped at the AM/PM because, as silly as it is, when I get home I'll be tired and I will need to cook some tacos, and I haven't been able to buy stuff, and I was out of tortillas. I asked if there is a bus parade here, bus stop. It looks like there isn't, and a woman told me to go across the street and wait in this industrial park. And right now, I guess I'll go aside and just ask real quickly if that's easy. If not, I'm just going to keep walking. So I asked the security guard there, and at first I was like, I hope I'm not in trouble. And he told me, yes, actually there is a public bus stop there, but remember at the beginning where I said it's dead week? Well, it's still dead week. And he said it's not until the 6th of January will it run again. So I think I'm just going to walk back to the center of Cartago, you know. At this point, the the rejected stone has become the cornerstone, kind of like the master builder as I work my way home. I've got a sidewalk. I don't know for how long. I'm kind of drifting around in dream logic. There's a traffic jam right there, and cows without a fence right there, and you can see hill-shrouded mountains up there, and a lot of broccoli right there. So that red light there controls traffic over a one-lane bridge. And we have a pedestrian bridge here. You know how much I love pedestrian bridges. Look, there's more water without access. One reason I decided just to walk back to Cartago is it will be finishing the logic as opposed to having to come back another day just to do 2 kilometers to connect Coris and Tobosi in with Cachi and Orossi and Paraiso. So I have kind of a logic going here in Cartago, and the plan is to connect some other places in with that in the coming weeks. So somewhere in that direction is Ochomogo Pass, which connects, well, Tres Rios to Cartago, San Jose to Cartago. It's the Continental Divide. So the point of today's trip was that I was going to try to connect, eventually, all of this, all the places I've walked in Cartago with all the places I've walked in San Jose, complete that logic. And it didn't quite work out that way, and I'll probably actually just have to go over Ochomogo Pass, which is the most direct, but also one of the uglier ways to do that. But I've come this far, I might as well take the next step. But right now I believe I'm in Cartago, and I'm just a couple blocks from the bus station. It's a little bit after 5. Let's see how quick I can get home. Here's the train station, still closed for 2 reasons. Looking forward to taking this train again. Saw a lot of things today. About to go take a bus. I'll just let all the things speak for themselves and no notes.